You're listening to the Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast, and I'm your host, Shirley Ann. Today it's my pleasure to introduce to you Gabrielle Johnson from Sydney. Gabrielle is a music teacher and a uke-tastic person at that. Let's hear a little bit more about her story. Hi Gabrielle, how are you?
Hi Shirley Ann, I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely no problem. And look how much effort you went to. That is a beautiful stage setup, I must say.
Thank you. This is my regular online TikToking, Facebook lives. It's my little studio here. I do a lot of work in here, so I've kind of developed it over time.
Fantastic. We are going to come back to that because it's very important, because your niche market of ukulele is a bit different from the masses, I suggest. Now, Gabrielle, what is your origin story? How did you come to play ukulele?
Okay, well, I guess I'd have to mention coming from a musical family. I'm one of 7 kids. And my mum was very instrumental in getting us started in music and singing and all those great things, particularly at church. So we grew up in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. Maroubra was our first place, our first parish, I guess, Maroubra Bay. And Mum had us singing at 6 o'clock rock and doing, all the old songs, the folk hymns from those days, and then it kind of went from there. And then we morphed into doing weddings. So my sisters and there's 4 girls, and my sisters and I would do weddings together through our teens. I then started a little guitar school, on going back to when I went into high school, I went back to the primary school that I went to teach them guitar so that they can continue on with the guitar work I was doing in the masses and as well as the singing. So it sort of went from there. And then, I didn't go into music as a career. I went off and did different things. I became a graphic designer and I did other jobs, but music was always there. We got involved with some musicals, musical societies, that sort of thing. And then so the kind of playing at mass was the foundation of a lot of the music that we did.
I'm going to pick up and reply to that lovely introduction by sort of saying something like, the student becomes the master. So you have a background, you were at school and in a community, in a parish, and then you thought you might go back and help, at the school with music. Is that right?
Yeah, well, we started something, something kind of was born there. My mother was great, is always an encourager, a leader. She was a teacher as well. So she started it all up, and it was a good opportunity. I mean, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was probably too young at 13. I was just really going back to say, here's the strum, down, down, up, down, up, that kind of thing, and just taught them the strums, and then it went from there. And then another school wanted it, and so I went to that school, and by the time, and then people would ask me to go to their homes, and people would come to our home, and so we just developed through need, which is often the best way to do things, I think.
Okay, well, we're talking some years ago.
Yes.
Have you always
70s,
played in the 70s?
We're talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
in the 70s, were you playing ukulele?
No, in those days it was guitar, but I think Pearly Shells was the first song I ever played, of course. But my sister, I don't know about that. I never knew about that term self-taught, because I don't know if you can actually teach yourself enough. You can actually teach yourself without like someone else giving you an idea, So my sister taught me how to play Pearly Shells on the ukulele. We went to Fiji, or I don't know. Someone went to Fiji, brought back a ukulele, something like that. I think the story goes like that. And she taught her. Someone would have taught her, and then she taught me. But it was the guitar that was my first love. I absolutely loved everything about guitar. But also growing up in the 70s, you're really the guitar bands. I'm a guitar band girl. Like I loved America, the Eagles, Doobies, you know, back, I mean, all that era of, you know, Pink Floyd, you name it. I just loved guitar. I loved it.
Fantastic. When did you really embrace ukulele as an extension of your musical self?
Oh, well, that was much later because fast forward, my daughters, when I had my two daughters, they went to a little Catholic primary school nearby, had nobody to run any music at the school. I volunteered. That went to leading the choir, and then it went to teaching guitar at the school. And then that morphed into a music school that I ran from 2013 up until the beginning or the end of 2023. So for about a 10-year period. And in that time, probably the last 5 years of that school, I employed a really great guitar teacher. And so I then started a younger class for 5 to 7 year olds called Funky Beats. And that ukulele they were too young to start on guitar. So it was ukulele. And I just basically from that moment, I was like, wow, this is such a great instrument, very underrated, um, you know, stereotyped and all that stuff. And we realized together when he would play the guitar and I would play the ukulele, how well they went with the young voices, how well it was easy for them to start writing songs with. We'd start writing a few little songs together. So then I went from that to I always had a YouTube channel, and I always enjoyed making videos and all that kind of thing. So from there I started with with the vertical format. I've got to tell you, just being able to like this fits really well in a vertical format. So that played a part too, got to say. And so then it became, well, that guitar's sort of Solomon's got the guitar under wraps for our music school. And then I just didn't look back. And I keep playing ukulele. It's my go-to instrument today.
Now, that is beautiful background story. And from the Traveller's Ukulele Gig Guide, we have 2,800 members. And these are people that travel around in cars and caravans and are in a bit of a circuit. They go from festival to festival or gig to gig. Is that what you do with ukulele?
Uh, Not at the moment. I will. My husband and I. Husband's retiring sometime soon, probably in January, and it's there's a lot of things happening. We bought ourselves a Toyota Land Cruiser. We have ordered a zone caravan, and we are going to go on the road. So that hasn't been part of my story so far, but I really want it to be in my future. So yes, I will be doing it. At the moment, not so much. But so most of my work is done online through Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. They're pretty much, and Instagram as well. So they're pretty much the platforms that I'm on.
All right. Well, we're in the senior years, we might say, of our life journey, and social media is a bit of a challenge for some people. So, you're saying your platform for sharing your ukulele music is mainly online.
Hmm.
You work from home in the studio
Yes,
setup that
studio
you
here.
have.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes out in my garden.
Yeah.
Depends. But I do poolside stuff as well. I like getting outside and doing it too.
Great. That'll be good practice for when you get into the caravan.
Yeah.
But TikTok.
Mm.
So what
Yeah.
do you do on TikTok? And what is your channel
Yeah.
called?
It's Gab J Music, GABJ Music. I have around 50,000, 52,000 followers, but it all started with just one really simple tutorial, which was how to play Riptide, because everyone wants to play Riptide. And it was literally down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And it was a 15-second, and I showed the chords, little chord charts. I played the strum, and then as something happened, I didn't realize. I kept getting these kinds of like notifications and notifications and notifications. And all of a sudden, in a 24-hour period, I had amassed something like 20,000 followers. So that was about 5 years ago, maybe. So TikTok's probably harder now. These platforms, it's more established. I've noticed, but and so it was like, wow, people want to learn this stuff. This is stuff people are interested in, and it was all sorts of ages. Um, and then once you get 1,000 followers, you can start to go live. So I started out doing live. Then I started doing live sessions on TikTok. So I would do teaching sessions, and then I thought, well, actually, people want to hear songs, and then I would do sessions of songs as well. And I was often getting, oh, wouldn't have thought you could play that song on ukulele. Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. Things like that. So, and there were simple songs that sounded kind of cool on the ukulele. So that started really taking off, and then and then mostly my Facebook stuff was my music school. But I realized that really when I was getting more traction and more interest when it was just me by myself. Which I found extremely surprising, extremely surprising, because I thought, oh, the cute kids would be much more interesting for people, but they wanted to see me, and I was like, whoa, okay, I'll give this a go, and that's kind of how it went.
That's beautiful. Gabrielle, I'm so sad to say that we're almost out of time. But what I would like to suggest and what I'd like to ask you is, do you think we could have another chat in the future? Because
I'd love to.
we've got more to talk about. We've got much more to unpack.
Yeah, I'd love to. Love
Okay,
to.
this is fantastic. Now, Gabrielle, you were going to sing us. You've got a plethora of songs in your set list catalogue, but we are being wary of copyright and doing the right thing. We might play
Sure.
a traditional song to take us out. And being festive as you are, you might want to play a festive song for us. Is that correct?
All right. Yeah, yeah. Let's do. Well, this is Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, so beautiful. Aloha and mahalo to that, Gabrielle. Now, Gabrielle, we've got a couple of minutes left, so I am going
Yep.
to ask you, do you have a big ukulele dream?
Haha, a big ukulele dream. Well, I think it's up to us ukulele players to de-stereotype the ukulele. So I think that there is, let's call it a genre fluid ukulele experience. So ukulele is not, I don't think we should pigeonhole ourselves in a box. So what I would love, my own personal dream, if I was to be in a band, I would love to be, I would probably choose the ukulele, but it doesn't have to be a ukulele band. It could be a band of, with bass and guitar and whatever, keyboard, drums, etc. And that we are playing music of our choice. And Yeah, so I guess to sort of break free from stereotypes, break free from the idea that it has to be one particular style of music. Yeah, that would be that would be something I'd love to see.
I love it, and I support your notion that we should not limit ourselves. And as creatives, we
Mm,
can do whatever we want
we
to do.
can, we can.
Gabrielle, I just thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure and really relaxed fun listening and talking to you. But, travelers, there's much more to unpack in this story. So, I look forward to speaking with Gabrielle again. Please go to Facebook. Gabrielle, your last word. What is your Facebook subscription page called?
Okay, so Gabrielle Johnson Music subscribers, it's a monthly fee to become part of my community where I issue a weekly challenge to you as a player. It's really open to players of all levels. I try and accommodate all levels. Eventually, I hope we can sort of do some more performance-based stuff, maybe some online open mics. But it's a place to build community, just to kind of commune. And I'm going to be putting some courses on there. But mostly it's going to be about ideas for songs, different ways to strum, just kind of getting some alternative ukulele stuff out there.
Travellers, I think this is a wonderful idea. I am going to join this group because I love the idea of community. I love learning. I love learning new things on ukulele, so why not join? Gabrielle, it was beautiful to meet you today, and we wish you season's greetings and can't wait to see you again.
Thank you so much, Shirley Ann. It's been a ball.
Aloha! Well done, Gabby. We've got like 20 seconds left.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, that's why I was conscious of doing just one verse of the song was enough.
Thanks for listening, travellers. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, or click notifications on your preferred platform so you don't miss a yarn. We're posting a new episode every Wednesday morning because it's a great hump day, pick-me-up kind of a podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Shirley Ann. Aloha.